been so confused as to what you watched that you weren't entirely certain it was real? For context, this was around late 2010 to 2011, and I was around 9 when I saw this episode, so some details are a little hazy. From what I do remember, though, there was a promotion for a supposed lost episode that was to be aired later that day. Needless to say, as energetic as I was during my younger years, hearing about a new SpongeBob episode was pretty exciting. After eating dinner with my family, I ran to the living room where I would sit down in front of the television to watch the new lost episode. When it cut back from a commercial break, the lost episode was simply just the walk cycle scene from The Sponge Who Could Fly. Needless to say, I wasn't exactly satisfied, given that I didn't know that it was an April Fool's Day, and seeing this instead of a brand new episode was pretty disappointing, at least at the time. I wish that was the case. As I continued to watch the episode, SpongeBob was in the middle of one of his walk cycles when he just stopped, and all the music used for the segment cut out. I looked around to see if my brother accidentally hit the remote or something, but when I looked around, he wasn't there. With the remote on the couch, resting on top of the armrest, I looked back at the TV and saw this. Yes, having SpongeBob's face disappear during the middle of an episode would have been terrifying enough at the time, but it didn't end there. The audio for the original episode then began to play, until at a certain point, I think maybe a minute, I can't exactly recall, it began to stutter, and then devolve into a loud blaring screech. The closest I can think of to what I heard is probably that Wii console breaking sound. After that, the screen cut to black. I'm not sure if the screen bug for the episode either disappeared by this point, or just wasn't there throughout the episode, but I specifically remember noticing it not being there. This is the part where it gets a little hazy, since it has been a few years since I saw it. I asked my brother years after this happened, and after saying that it was a surreal experience, he told his side of the story. From what my brother recalls, he walked into the living room to watch some stuff on Cartoon Network, since he was bored and didn't really have much to do at the moment. After walking into the living room, he spotted me right in front of the TV. Before he was about to tell me off for staring so close at the TV, the episode cut back to show a grayscale view of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward's houses from a bird's eye view. Music started to play at this point, which was a slow, melancholic piece. As the music played, it cut to the exterior, then the interior of Patrick's house, still in complete grayscale. Patrick was sat on the sand couch, appearing to watch something on a sand television with a blank expression. It then cut to the television, which displayed nothing but a black screen. After cutting back to Patrick, the sound of the house opening could be heard. Though Patrick didn't move away from the couch or acknowledge anyone coming in, it stayed like that for a while, until we spotted something rising from behind the couch. It was SpongeBob, the only character in the episode that had any color at all. Though this didn't appear like the normal Sponge, as he had a much darker palette, and had no mouth, which appeared was two completely white eyes. After SpongeBob rose from behind the couch, the episode cut to black again and showed the technical difficulty screen. After a while of this, it cut back to a bumper, which showed the April Fool's scene from Fools in April, saying that it would air the real episode at a later time, something along those lines. After that episode aired, me and my brother both looked at each other in both confusion and decided that maybe that would be enough television for the day, and turned the TV off to head to bed. Years later, as I'm typing this, I'm not sure what exactly the episode was supposed to imply, if it implied anything at all. From what I can presume, it was a hijacking of some kind. though who or what was exactly behind said hijacking is not entirely known. We could not find anything about the supposed episode, the event, or anything related to the hijacking. Even searching through old forums didn't turn anything up. I'm not sure if what just happened was too obscure to be noticed by anyone, or if there was something else going on. Either way, I'm at least glad that I didn't get to experience what I just saw ever again. And that was the True Lost episode written by the Hooded Man. Review time. I'm gonna be real here. This was kind of mediocre. Mainly because, yeah, I can respect it being some sort of mystery piece. I I can respect what was planned, but half of the events that went down didn't make sense to what else was happening. For example, in the first half, it's SpongeBob walking, but then it pauses and he becomes faceless for some reason, and then I'm assuming it cuts to a grayscale picture of Conch Street for some reason. That's the first half. In the second half, there's Patrick sitting on his couch staring at a blank TV screen. Then something comes in his house, and from behind him, he pays no attention to this. There's like this macabre silhouette of SpongeBob that comes out from behind his couch and scares him. And then it ends. See, in the second half of the story, you know that despite it being a simple premise, possibly being a simple premise, you know that something bad is going to happen to Patrick specifically. Is he going to get murdered? Is he going to get possessed? Is his body going to be overtaken? You don't know. All you know is that something bad is going to happen to him. And it's being caused by SpongeBob nonetheless. Why is it being caused by SpongeBob? You don't know. That's what adds to the mystery. But again, what does the first half have to do with that? Like, SpongeBob doesn't exactly like. Why does he have a face? Why does he have no face? Why are things in grayscale? You don't exactly know why that connects to the second half. Um, when you write a mysterious story, you have to have as many events as possible linked together and have the leader, not the leader, the reader form together some sort of plot as to what the episode could be about in their head as they're reading it. That's what adds to the mystery. And if you have half of it not make sense, then it kind of makes it difficult to take seriously. I do like how the protagonist is simply just a kid who saw this in his past, though, before it cut to the April Fool's Day episode. And he's just looking back on it, trying to make sense of what it is. That is a realistic character. I like that. But overall, I'm going to have to give this a 5.5 out of 10. Again, I respect what the author was going for, but I wish some of it could make sense when I put it together in my head. But that being said, this is simply my personal opinion. We all have our opinions regarding these stories. What did you think of the story? What would you have done to improve upon it? And as always, I will see you all in the next narration. I love you all. Bless. Oh wait, forgot to mention, guys, if you are wondering why some of my narrations lately have had me sounding like this, it's because it's spring and I hate spring. Spring makes my allergies flare up. So I apologize for that if I sound any different in my future narrations. But anyways, love y'all. Bless.